Howdy. Today's Saturday. It's been a full week since my last reading vlog. I'm probably not going anywhere today or tonight. I simply got dressed up because I felt like it. I'm just really bored and restless right now. I'm gonna have like a little quick chit chat before I talk about books, but in my last vlog I talked about how I was going to possibly visit friends in the evening, and that didn't happen. Basically, I think I like even said during the vlog that I was feeling kind of off, like almost like a little sick, and little did I know that just like a few hours after filming the last clip of that vlog that I was gonna get sick. The first couple videos on this channel were about me having a hysterectomy for my endometriosis symptoms. That's really hard to say. And yeah, that night I had the worst endo flare that I have had since my hysterectomy, and that was almost a year ago. I was so sick and in so much pain. Between like 6 p.m. until 10 o'clock that night, I basically couldn't get up off of the couch. I kept having to like reheat my boo-boo Benny, which is what I call my rice sock. I don't have a heating pad, so you just get like an old sock and fill it with rice and then you heat it up in the microwave. And yeah, I had to use that all night, and I was just drinking tea, and like I was just dealing with a ton of pelvic pain and nausea and dizziness. And yeah, it was awful. It was weird. I hadn't felt like that in like a year. I mean, I still get like pelvic pain occasionally because I still have my ovaries, and like the hysterectomy doesn't cure the disease, but still, it flew me flat on my ass. Like, I didn't do shit. And consequently, I also just didn't read a lot the following week, like this past week, because I was exhausted. The pelvic pain lasted for several days. It was basically like I was on my period, but I don't have periods because I don't have most of the organs to have a period. I don't know. But yeah, and I was honestly really sad all last week because I miss my friends. Like, I want to go out and hang out with people, and I haven't seen my friends in a while, because like even though me and my partner are vaccinated, we're still pretty careful about like going out and like wearing masks and stuff. So like the only time that we really see our friends is if like there's an occasional like house gathering. But yeah, I don't know. I felt sorry for myself all last week basically, and I didn't read a lot. I read one book, and you guys, it was my first 6-star rating book. This book has become, I mean, I haven't read a lot of historical romances, but this book so far has become my #1 favorite historical romance, and also honestly just my favorite romance book of all time. It's Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks. Yes, at the end of the last vlog, I had talked about how my partner picked this. It was between this one and then like another like paranormal romance, and he was like, "Oh, you should read this one." And I also wanted to finish this because this is actually a book refuge, like buddy read book for the month of July. So yeah, I finished it like in time. Like I finished it yesterday, and yesterday was the June 30th. But yeah, oh my god, guys, this book, oh, it's so good. I cried like 4 times reading this. It's okay. The basic premise is that there's a Scottish laird named Graham, and he's with the Montgomery clan, and then the heroine Evelyn She's with the Armstrong clan, and the King of Scotland basically forces them to get married in order to like dissipate the feud between their clans. And the heroine Evelyn, she is actually a disabled character. She is deaf, and she's been deaf for around 4 years. So I think like 4 years prior to the events in this book, she got in a horseback riding accident, and basically she hit her head so hard that she was in a coma for several days. And when she woke up, she lost her hearing almost completely. She can basically hear like vibrations if it's very low pitch, and that's about it. And Evelyn didn't like explain to her family that she was deaf, because there's a situation in the book where she felt unsafe, and it was with this this other gentleman that she was engaged to. And so she basically convinced everybody in her clan and most of Scottish society that she was like mentally disabled, but she wasn't. She was she just became deaf. And she's super intelligent, and within that short period of time she's been able to teach herself how to read lips, which is kind of like how she's gotten away with people thinking that they say the word touch or daft, which is like offensive, but like whatever. But that's how she has been able to convince people that she is like mentally handicapped, is because she can still understand what people are saying by reading their lips. And oh my god, I don't want to explain this book very much because I just want everybody to read it. I feel like whenever you read the title, like Never Seduce a Scot, you think that it's gonna be like this like super saucy historical romance, which I mean the spicy bits of this book are really, really good, but this book is like, it's so intimate, and it's honestly mostly about their romance, their love connection. Graham is a soft, ooey gooey, sweet cinnamon roll alpha male character. Oh my gosh, he's like, you know, he's the laird or the lord of his entire clan. He runs everything. He looks like this extremely gruff, angry warrior man, and people are really intimidated by him. But the second that he sees Evelyn, he just like melts. And he's like, it's almost like love at first sight, but he doesn't realize that. He's just like, oh my god, I'm so drawn to this woman. And even though their families are like mortal enemies, like normally they would just like kill each other or whatever, the minute that he sees her, he's like, oh my god, like even though like we're from different families and we're supposed to hate each other, like I'm not gonna mistreat you. I'm gonna make sure that you're happy. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna treat you with respect. And Evelyn is immediately drawn to him because of Graham's voice. So she's deaf, but she can like sense vibrations, and Graham's voice is at such a low octave that she can like really hear like the humming of the vibrations in her ear. And so like, of course, she's immediately drawn to him because she's like, oh, like I need you to keep speaking to me because I haven't heard this type of like sound and heard this type of sound in so long. And it almost like my eyes are like watering because, oh my god, it's so good. I even cried, like Graham has like 2 brothers, and I even cried during the moments with Graham's brothers and her because everybody's just so like tender. Oh gosh, I can't talk about this book for too long because it's so good. Another thing that I want to mention about this book is that, you know, normally in historical romances, there's normally issues with communication between the hero and heroine. And in this book, that's not actually where the conflict comes from. Because, you know, normally it's like the hero and the heroine don't understand each other and they don't communicate, and that's what causes the conflict in the plot. It's not really like that at all. They communicate so well together, and they're just like the dream couple. They're amazing. I love them. Number 1 favorite historical romance. Number 1 romance book. I will definitely probably reread this in the future. It is just so good. But yeah, I'm going to quit babbling about this. I love it. I think there's a another Maya Banks historical romance book that I need to read for a book club, and I'm wondering if it's the second book in the series, because I really want to pick up more of Maya Banks's books because I loved this one so much. Book I read within the past week, but it was worth it. It was amazing. But now I do have some news. I picked up my very first mafia romance. I'm laughing because I'm so fucking nervous to read this. Okay, so yeah, as we all know, I'm kind of new to romance books, but a lot of booktubers and people that I follow on Instagram, they talk a lot about mafia romance, and I see mafia romance circulate a ton with my work at the public library. People love them, they eat them up. I probably have at least 5 mafia romance books that I'm like processing for customers every day. And yeah, so I decided to be brave and I picked up Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. So the reason why I picked this up is actually because I watched a author interview here on YouTube. I'll link that down in the description. It's also another, I think it was, I can't remember who hosted the interview. I'll have to go find it. But I'll link it in the description below. Yeah, I watched an interview with Sophie Lark and her husband, and she just seemed like such an interesting person. Like, she was very open-minded about like mafia romance and like taboo dark romance subjects, and she was like, acknowledging that like, I love reading this stuff and there's nothing to be ashamed about, and I love writing for like women that are into this. And I don't know, she just seemed like such a cool, like genuine person. And I don't know if that's weird, but I'm the type of person where like if I hear about like an author or like a musician or something, and like I watch an interview and they're like really interesting to me, it'll cause me to pick up their works or listen to their music simply just because I like them themselves. I don't know if that's weird. But yeah, so I picked this book. This is in the, what is it called? Oops. An Enemies to Lovers Mafia Romance series. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Anyway, this is the second book in a series. And the reason why I'm starting with the second book is because I've heard that out of the series by Sophie Lark, this is probably the best book for people who are new to mafia romance. I guess like maybe the actual mafia aspect is a little more light-hearted. I use that word very loosely. It's like more light-hearted and less intense. Not lighthearted, intense. That's the word I'm looking for. It's less intense than a lot of like mafia stuff. And so it's like a good book for beginners to read, but also it has like a it's a captor-captive, which can sometimes be a red flag for me. But it's like it's almost like a Beauty and the Beast or Persephone Hades retelling, and I eat that shit up. Like, I love a good old Beauty and the Beast, Persephone Hades retelling. The first historical romance book that I read was A Rogue by Any Other Name. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. Yeah, A Rogue by Any Other Name, and that's basically a Hades Persephone retelling, and it's also captor-captive. Maybe I'm more into captor-captive books than I'm letting on. But, yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to pick this up. I'll read the little blurb. They murdered my father, so I stole their daughter. She's my captive, my little ballerina who dances only for me. Nessa is sweet and innocent. She doesn't deserve any of this. But that's how our world works. The wolves eat the lambs no matter how gentle they may be. I'll use her to get my revenge, unless I give in to my hunger first. Ain't that saucy sounding? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm nervous to read this, but I'm also excited. I want to explore other romance books and romance genres. So I think I know like the basic premise of this. I think it's got what the mafia term is. He's basically like the hero in this is with the Russian mafia, And I think the heroine might be Italian mafia. I don't know. And their like families, you know, or their mafia groups hate each other. And the Italian mafia killed his dad, who was probably like the leader of the Russian mafia. And so he's like, fuck all of y'all, I'm gonna kidnap one of the daughters of this like Italian mafia leader, right? And she's like a ballerina dancer, and she's not actually like involved with any of the mafia stuff, but the family's like, I guess they kind of like shelter her away from it. And yeah, he like takes her away into some like location to, I don't know, freak them out. I don't know what his exact motives are for kidnapping her. But I guess yeah, they end up falling in love in typical captor captive style. But yeah, I'm excited to start this. I don't know if I'm gonna start this like today or tonight, or if I'm gonna start it tomorrow morning, but I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, it's only been an hour since I just filmed that first clip, but I forgot that I finally ordered stuff from Hello Lovely Box, and it just came in like not even a minute ago. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't really buy like merch stuff very often, but I do wear tons of like cozy t-shirts. So I wanted to buy some Hello Lovely Box merch. I really love their like bookish t-shirt designs. The design that I really want, they no longer have in stock, and I don't know if they're ever going to make it again. I hope they do. It's the one that says like, bury me in my TBR. I really want that one. But anyway, I ordered two things. I ordered a shirt and then a like pullover sweater, which there's no way in hell I'm gonna try that on because it's nasty outside. But yeah, so here's the shirt. It says, love is in the air and in my book. I really like this size. I like oversized things, and I think this is in like a medium. Oh my god, it's so cute. I can definitely like wear this at work. Look how cute that is. But I am really excited for this sweater. Oh my god, it looks so cozy. It's like the perfect size too. So this is the dark romance sweater. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cozy when I can actually wear this. But look at that. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I just wanted to pop on and show you guys those. Good morning. It's the next day. It's Sunday. Well, it's almost the afternoon. It's like 11:30 right now. So I stayed up a little bit later than I normally do last night. And yeah, I slept in today and had kind of a slow start this morning. My partner and I walked our dog because this coming week it's supposed to cool down like significantly outside. All last week the heat index was at least like at 110 every day, like 110 degrees. And my partner's a mail carrier, and so I was so stressed out this past week because I'm like worried for his safety, like walking 12 miles in this crazy ass heat. But it's supposed to cool down all next week. It's gonna be like in the 80s, which probably sounds hot to most people depending on where you live in the States. But right now there's a heat wave going on all around the country and parts of the world. and 80 degrees feels a hell of a lot cooler than 110, okay? But yeah, so since it was so cool outside, we walked our dog, and I started Stolen Heir this morning. Okay, I was basically completely wrong about the type of mafias groups. I don't know where I got Italian mafia and Russian mafia, but the main guy, or like the main hero, his name is Mikolai, and he goes by Mika, I think. Yes. Yeah, no, Mikolaj, and he goes by Miko. He's with the Polish mafia. And then the heroine named Nessa, she's Irish mafia. I got the countries completely wrong. But yeah, the premise of the story that I had was correct. They're, feuding mafia groups. They killed Mikolaj's father, and it's not his like biological father, it's basically like his adoptive father, who was the head of the Polish mafia. I forgot what they're actually called. It starts with a B. I'll probably have to plug it in. But yeah, he wants revenge because they had killed the head of the Polish mafia, and he sees Nessa at a club that he owns, and he formulates a plan to kidnap her. It's really cute because Nessa, she's like very like pure and innocent. He notices her because whenever she goes into the club, she's not all dolled up like the rest of the women there. Like she's wearing her like ballet clothes that she wore at the studio, at the ballet studio, and like she's not like, caked on makeup and stuff. He just sees her and he's like drawn to her looks, and then he also realizes that she is the daughter of the head of the Irish mafia. She's I think she's like the youngest sister out of all the siblings. And yeah, this book, like within the first couple of pages, it's dark. There's no like romance at all so far, but I don't even care because I actually really like the darkness of this book. I haven't read I've been reading so much like romance books and like slice of life manga that I haven't read a book in a long time that is as like gritty as the storyline is in this one. In the very first chapter, there is a there's a trigger warning for like rape and sexual assault. I'm somebody that's normally really sensitive to those types of things, but it's not explicitly depicted or talked about at all. So if you're somebody that gets like triggered by that type of stuff, it's not terrible. I mean, it's terrible because it's like the after effects of it, but the author doesn't explain it in detail, so like I could get through it, so I feel like a couple people probably could too. But yeah, I'm at the part of the book. I'm on chapter 8. I'm only like this far. I'm at the part where he actually kidnapped her and has taken her to like this really secluded area of Chicago where he has like an estate. Yeah, and so far it's good. Mikolaj is definitely a really scary guy. He's definitely like anti-hero vibes. Honestly though, actually, it's probably too early for me to even say anti-hero because I mean, he's basically like, he's almost like the head of the Polish mafia, and he does some like cruel, evil shit like you would think a mafia boss would do. He doesn't discriminate on gender on whenever he kills somebody. But it's weird because within the first chapter we're given, like, we as readers know why he turns into the man that he is. But it's like, on one hand, I'm sympathetic, but on the other hand, I'm not. Which makes this, like, a very interesting read. Because, like, the lines are blurred between good and evil. Which I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. So far, I like it. even though there's like no romance in it. I like, it's almost like reading like a suspense too. The story's told in two different viewpoints. So like one chapter will be Miko's viewpoint, and then the next chapter will be Nessa's viewpoint. And yeah, and he's like, he's kind of spooky. Like, he's really scary. And I'm just interested to see how their romance is going to develop, because it's a captor-captive. And like, I'm used to reading a captor-captive where it's like a historical romance rake, and I feel like they're easier to swallow than this guy. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I really like Sophie Lark's writing style. But yeah, I don't know. I'm liking it so far. So at 12:30 today, my partner is actually going to leave. He's going to have lunch with his cousin, and they might come back and hang out. So whenever they come back, I'll definitely read more of this, because they're probably just going to like play video games, and so I'll be sitting in the living room hanging out and reading with them. But whenever they leave for lunch, I think I'm actually going to start a Twilight movie. Okay, hear me out. I have never read any of the Twilight books, and I think I saw the first movie whenever it first came out, when I think I was like a freshman in high school, and I think I saw the second to last movie because I had a friend take her little sister. But yeah, I don't know shit about Twilight. Yeah, I didn't read a whole lot in high school. And last night, you know, we ate dinner, and I was like, man, I think I want to watch a movie, and I just started marathoning the Twilight movies. I watched the first and second one last night. That's why I stayed up like until 11:30, which is late for me. But once Avery leaves, I'm probably gonna try and watch one of those movies, and then I'll read more this afternoon. But yeah, it's just a nice cozy Sunday. It's still cool outside, but the sun is out and it's nice and bright. I did all of my like plant chores, and I did the water change for Tobias over there. And yeah, I don't know if I'll check back in with you guys this afternoon or tomorrow when I get off work, but I'll talk to you soon. You know how I said at the beginning of the video that this was a weekly vlog? It's Saturday of the next week, y'all. Yeah, I didn't vlog at all during the course of the week. I had some stuff happen, and I got really sad. I'm not going to talk about it in this video. But yeah, I only finished Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. So I guess this vlog is more like a mafia romance vlog. I feel so bad I didn't get a lot of footage, but I really enjoyed the book, so I at least wanted to close this video out with my thoughts. I don't have the book with me now. I turned it in because it was a library copy. But yeah, guys, I enjoyed the book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 star read. The reason why I didn't rate it any higher is simply because I'm so new to the genre, and I'm still not fully convinced that I'm going to like a ton of mafia romance, just because the themes are so dark. But I liked this book enough that I actually bought the first book in the series, and I'm waiting for it to come in because I would like to continue the series. But yeah, it was really good. I liked the book more for the like mafia danger elements than the romance, which is really surprising to me. The romance was good, it's just I liked the danger aspect more. I had been in like a big like spooky book, spooky media vibe because the weather has been so hot, and this book like pleased me in that way. It definitely has ooky spooky living in a haunted mansion, Beauty and the Beast vibes. Miko, the hero, anti-hero, you know, kidnaps Nessa, and he keeps her in his own personal house, which is like this kind of spooky looking haunted mansion on the outskirts of Chicago. And Yeah, I was completely surprised. Parts of the book definitely made me uncomfortable, but it was like Sophie Lark, the author, was acknowledging that the shit that was happening in this book is bonkers. Like, there's even a part where Nessa herself mentions that she doesn't understand why she's developing romantic and sexual feelings for Miko because she just assumes that it's some sort of like fucked up Stockholm syndrome. And it's like both the hero and the heroine, they debate that. Like in their heads, they're like, Miko's like, oh my god, I should fucking hate this girl. I'm trying to like destroy her family, but I can't help but feel possessive of her, and it's like hard for him to admit that he's falling in love with her. And Nessa likewise is like, I should, like, I'm afraid for my life and the situation is fucked up, and I should, not completely trust Miko at all, and I should hate him, and I should be trying to get away, but there's something about him that's drawing me in and I can't help it. And as the reader, you get that too, because it's like, it's undeniable that there's this like attraction between them, and it's just so weird because of their circumstances. It was so good. It's like the best like Beauty and the Beast retelling. It did kind of have a Persephone Hades vibes, but it was definitely leaning more towards the Beauty and the Beast aspect. I found myself really enjoying the like parts of the story that were more about the mafia stuff, like especially because it's like one chapter will be from Miko's perspective and then the next will be from Nessa's, and I actually enjoyed reading about like Miko's perspective whenever he's doing like all the mafia stuff. um it's like he's twisted, and he's very much like dead and cold inside because of his lifestyle. But then it's just interesting seeing him, like how this part of him opens up whenever he's around Nessa. The spicy bits were they were really good. The first one that happened, I'm not gonna go into detail about it. It's basically like Nessa starts to choreograph her own ballet because like she's going crazy. She's like isolated in this house with only like this maid girl and like the other like mafia henchmen, and so she's like going bored and crazy with worry, and so she decides to start choreographing this like Beauty and the Beast style fairy tale ballet. And Miko walks in on her, and I was shocked. I was like, is that really how this is gonna happen? Like, I don't know. It was good though. I was worried at the beginning of the book where I was like, I don't know how Sophie Lark is going to convince me that this is an actual love story, like a genuine love story. And she did. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I can only give it a 4 out of 5 stars simply just because it still makes me feel weird. I have to read more mafia romances for me to have like a better opinion. I can say that the book was really good about like at being a standalone. Like it kind of explained to me what had happened in the first book, and I like I could understand the plot fine. So it's like you don't have to actually read the books in order. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna support more of Sophie Lark's books, and yeah, I'm waiting on the first book to come in, and I'm gonna start it soon, I think. I can say that the next video that goes up on this channel is something that I'm really excited about. In the previous clip I had mentioned that I was binging the Twilight movies, and I did, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun. That's all I have to say. But yeah, I'm gonna go read any of Sophie Lark's books, and you have any suggestions, or if you just want to gush over the book, or any mafia romance books in general that you think I should try out, go ahead and comment down below, or just share what you're reading. But yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. Bye bye.